Zoodiac and Ancient Warriors storm back in to the new format to show us that these two are holding on for dear life. Don't be 30% of you guys have not smashed it, have a living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up the 100K ladder here. Out of 25 players, this made top 8 out of Johnny Chavez's local tournament for the playoff this week. And it's actually kind of nice to see Ancient Warriors kind of step up into the arena here, where you see players, testing out some different varieties of things here. Even like in a new format such as this, where Sprite and Tier, enter into the fray in like really ruined days. You do get a chance to see some very powerful diversity in terms of numbers. Also, the board breakers, very, very solid. So we have one copy of the Ambitious Cowdy, one copy of the Fearsome Zonggang Yun, one copy of the Graceful Zogong. We have 2 copies of the Ingenious Zohukong. Then we have 1 copy of the Loyal Guan Yun, triple copies of the Masterful Sun Mao. This is like literally the best card in the deck next to Rebellious Lu Fang here. So 2 Rebellious Lu Fang. 2 Savage Dawn Ying. Then we have 2 copies of the Liu Zuan. Then we have Triple Ash, 1 DD Crow, 1 copy of Pinkertops, the Triple Gamma Seal, triple copies of the Deception and Betrayal, triple 3 Visits, triple Hadoken, with 2 Tenkis, 1 Tensu for the additional normal, triple Lightning Storm for board break, triple extra for draw power, and triple copies of Infinite Permanence for the hand traps, baby. Down here in the extra, we have 1 Unicorn, 1 Phoenix, 2 Phoenix, 1 Cerberus. Triple copies of the Double Dragon Lords, because popping are bouncing back with this card feels so good. We have 2 Baguskis, 1 Gagaga Cowboy, 1 Exciton Knight, 1 Zeus, 1 Tiger King, and 2 copies of Haha, No Graveyard for You tier elements. Side deck here we have 2 Nibiru's, 2 Token Collectors, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Mystic Minds, triple Anti-Scam Fragrance, triple Dimensional Bearer, and 2 copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up your Ancient Warrior 8th place finish here. Next up is Zoodiac. This actually ended up winning its locals. When was the last time, ladies and... Oh, Master Duel? Yeah, Dryden's still legal over there. This card right here is the reason why a deck like this can exist, because you can slam down, triple Zeus, board break your opponent, and then just stack up all of the materials that you could ever want. Alright, plus you have, amazing floodgate breakers here. Just go ahead and set up. Honestly, hand trap your opponent and go. That's the purpose of this deck. Because, I don't know how many people can actually play through, double Zeus pop, plus, good stuff backing it up, but here we are. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, 2 DD Crows with triple copies of Dimension Shifter, triple copies of Droll and Lockbird, 2 copies of Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, 1 Bunny Blast with 1 Cataroost, 2 copies of Ram Ram, we have 1 Rapier, triple copies of Throwblade, triple copies of Whiptail, 2 copies of Book of the Moon, 2 copies of Tenki, 2 copies of Forbidden Chalice. We have triple copies of everybody's favorite No Fun Allowed, Cancel Out the Effect, no Chaineroonie, good old Droplet. We have 1 Monster Reborn. I'm glad to see this card's getting some love again. We have triple Mystic Mine, and then we have 2 copies of Desires, because honestly you do need to pedal through that draw power in order to maximize your results here. And then we have 1 good old Terraforming to get to the stall card. Now, extra here we have triple Tiger Mortar, 1 Hammer Bong, triple Chakanine for the Revive, triple copies for Borbo to attack directly. Please do take note that I wish we could play Dryden. We have 2 Vespinados and triple Zeus. Side deck here we have triple Space Rock, triple Dark Ruler, triple Lightning Storm, 2 different Dimension Grounds, triple Dimensional Barrier, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here, wrapping up Zoodiac. Next up here is one of the more wild Exosister lists that I have seen this format, where we actually are playing Zoroa. Now, Zoroa saw a lot of play at the very early stages of this deck's career, before Martha and before, Magnifica down here, where, it basically gives extenders and the ability for you to beam out additional bodies onto the field, so you can basically capitalize and make larger boards. Alright, so this whole big package for this is acceleration. So we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring, triple copies of DD Cra, triple copies of Exosister Ellis, We have 1 copy of Irene, triple copies of Martha, 2 triple copies of Sophia, triple copies of Stella, triple copies of Ghost Ogie, triple copies of Zoroa. We have 1 Called by the Grave, 1 Armament, 2 copies of Carpe Diem, triple copies of Pax, 2 copies of Pot of Avarice, and triple copies of Returnia. Then we have 2 Vadas and triple copies of Infinite Permanence here, wrapping up your main deck. Honestly, like I said, 42 cards and Avarice in the same deck is quite nice. Alright. Then in the extra deck, we have 2 copies of Artemis, 1 F-Zero with 1 Utopic Future Draco, 2 copies of Magnifica, triple copies of Mikhails, 2 Casps, and then we have 1 Jabrine, 1 copy of Osophiel, 1 Zeus, and 1 Digaster Emerald. Then we have 2 Dimension Shifters, triple copies of Nibiru, triple copies of Dark Lunomore, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, triple Dimensional Barrier, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up a very, very solid take on some things that you might want to have some fun with out here. Like I said, just seeing like what this deck can do in terms of raw power and representation is very, very nice. All right, this is a real left field surprise, ladies and gentlemen. When was the last time you saw this deck doing anything? It has been so long since Phantom Knights have done anything in the game, and all of a sudden out of left field here, Polymerization shows the world that, hey, you know what? Even though the deck looks very, very, very hard to play on paper right now, you still have this little guy right here. If all else fails in terms of, metagame development, just go back to All Reliable here. The whole facilitation of this deck still relies on Scythe combo. It gives you the chance to lock down and punish your opponent really for anything that they might potentially do, which overall in the grand scheme of the format right now is really what you want to see, ladies and gentlemen. Like, the power of this card is, man, I can't even it's so good. Also take note that we don't even need Halki Fibrax anymore in this deck. So we have 1 copy of the best card in the deck, 2 copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 copy of Seer, 1 Jackalope with 1 Tsuchinoko, 2 Effect Veilers with 2 Ghost Ogies, we have 1 Graph, 2 Kagemushas with 1 Psychic Tracker, 1 Psychic Wielder, 2 copies of Ancient Cloak, 1 Ragged Gloves, triple copies of Silent Boots with 1 Stained Greaves, triple copies of Torn Scales with the triple copies of Tour Guide. Then we have 1 Called by the Grave, triple Emergency Teleport, the 1 Rank Up Magic Force, 1 Rhoda, 1 Rank Up Magic Quick Launch. Then we have triple copies of Fogblade, 1 Wings, and 1 Shade Brigade. Down here in the extra deck, we have 1 Rusty Tin Can, 1 Unicorn, 1 Cherubini, 1 Dagda, 1 Axis Machine, 2 Breaksword, 1 Raider's Knight, 1 Leviair, 1 Ophion, I love to see that this is back, 1 Downer Magician, 1 Zeus, 1 Dark Requiem, 1 Dark Rebellion, and 1 Arc Rebellion here, wrapping up our list. And then the last we have here is good old Bao. Oh my god, man. Bao always brings me the most meted out meta decks that I could ever meta out here. And, I'm glad to see that we're playing the Punk package with this, because Mill 5 feels so amazing. If you ever wanted to feel just like a massive power player here playing the game, make this card and Mill 5 and see how many of your tier cards you can actually make. Also, this deck is literally Winda Express 5000. Alright, so we have triple copies of Ash Blossom and Joy Spring, 1 copy of Punk Deer Note, triple copies of Foxy Tune, 2 Xiamin with 1 Shadal Beast. We also have 1 Squamata, triple copies of Havens, triple copies of Merrily, and then we have triple copies of Reno Heart, and triple copies of good old Shaylin. Then we have 1 copy of Called by the Grave, only 1 Dark Roll, that's interesting. Triple Emergency Teleport, triple copies of Forbidden Droplet, 1 Instant Fusion, triple copies of Paralineo, then we have 1 Rhoda, 1 Terraforming, 1 Meta Noise, and 2 copies of Solic here. Then our extra deck is 1 Unicorn, 1 IP, 1 Gloomy, 1 Axis Code, 1 Redoer, 1 Baguski, 1 Zeus, 1 Dweller, 1 Chaos Ruler, 1 Kitagalos, 2 Kitagalos, 1 good old Kaleido Heart, 1 Draco Stability, 2 Draco Stability, and 1 good old Winda. Wrapping up your chunk of deck profiles for this video. Anything here that you really want to give a shot? Because honestly, I think all of these are pretty interesting, to say the least. So guys, comment down below how much you think. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of the subscribe button, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here later, guys. Stay safe out there, alright? Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.